We're constantly told that we need to be better versions of ourselves. We need to be more productive, or we need to be doing X, Y, Z in order to live more meaningful lives. Whilst I think all of that comes from a very good place and the intentions are often very good, it can sometimes be very difficult to know where to begin, what kind of books to read, or what kind of content to consume. And that's why I want to make this video today. I think it's something that I would have found once very useful, and hopefully some of you will also gain value. In this video, I want to explain what I consider to be the 5 main pillars of self-improvement. And for each one of those pillars, I want to recommend a single book that I think could be a great starting point to kickstart your self-improvement journey. Hey, my name is Yath. I'm a medical student in London, and on this channel, I make videos about self-improvement, productivity, and lifestyle. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe. First and foremost, there are 2 things about self-improvement that you really need to understand. Firstly, it's a lifelong process. It's not something that you do one time and then forget about or it's completed. It's not like going to school, getting a degree, and that's over. This is a lifelong process, and it's something that you want to do continuously, and there'll always be something that you could improve on or work on. Secondly, it's such a personal thing. Whatever someone else is improving in or whatever someone else is focusing on may not apply to you, and probably definitely won't apply to you. You are your own entity, and whatever you need to improve on is something that you need to first figure out. For example, if you're just launching your startup, you might want to read a lot of entrepreneurial books like E-Myth Revisited, The $100 Startup, 0 to 1, and all of those kind of books. So broadly thinking, I think there are 5 main pillars of self-improvement. I want to be clear and say that I'm not a self-improvement guru or an expert. These are all just my opinions. So I may at some point in the future reflect some more and decide that I want to change some of these opinions, or I might even have a completely new perspective. But that's the beauty of self-improvement. It's something that you continuously do and continuously work on. So it's not something that you can just do and say you've completed. It's something that you're going to work on lifelong anyway. So the first pillar is mentality and self-awareness. So this is all about whether you have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset, as well as how you perceive your actions on other people. Are you aware of what you're doing and how it's affecting other people? And the book I want to recommend here is Mindset by Carol Dweck. It's a fantastic book, and here's a quote from the book. Growth mindset is based on the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through your efforts, your strategies, and help from others. Although people may differ in every which way, in their initial talents and aptitudes, interests, or temperaments, everyone can change and grow through experience and application. The second pillar is relationships and people skills. We as humans are very emotionally driven beings, and so being able to communicate really effectively from one human to another is such a superhuman ability. If you can do this really well, you can get people interested in you, and when you have people interested in you, they will get involved in whatever you're doing, and they will really support you and get behind you. The book I recommend here is How to Win Friends and Influence People. And here's a quote that I really enjoyed from the book. The unvarnished truth is that almost all people you meet feel themselves superior to you in some way, and a sure way to their heart is to let them realize in a subtle way that you recognize their importance and you recognize it sincerely. The third pillar of the 5 pillars is health and well-being. It's no secret that our physical health is a big indicator of how functional we are in our later decades. It's also no secret that our mental health has a significant impact on how happy and satisfied we feel in life. Yet it's often something that we sacrifice in, because I think the delayed gratification of our health is something that's really hard to appreciate in the present moment. So it's quite easy to just fall behind on your health a little bit here and there. The book I suggest reading here is Ikigai by Hector Garcia and Frances Morales. It's such a great book and was recommended to me by a close friend. I think when it comes to health, this has been the one book that's been really transformative and really informative to me. There's a lot of books that focus on a lot of niches within health, but this is such a great summary of all of the different aspects that contribute towards longevity and good healthy living. And so here's a really nice quote from the book. Take it slow. Being in a hurry is inversely proportional to your quality of life. As the old saying goes, walk slowly and you'll go far. When we leave urgency behind, life and time takes on a new meaning. Okay, so we're now getting on to our final 2 pillars of self-improvement. The 4th pillar is finance and wealth. I hope it comes to you as no surprise that we need money to survive. We don't need a lot of it, but we need some of it. And if you want to live quite comfortably, you might also want some more. So I think it's a really good idea to have a good foundation of financial freedom and wealth creation from a very young age, so that we can start making better financial decisions from really early on in our lives. The book I recommend here is The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. I know a lot of people often say that this book is really outdated, it was written in the early 1900s, but I think it sets out 7 key principles that are still very true to this day about finance and the fundamentals of wealth creation. And my favorite quote from this book is, "Wealth, like a tree, grows from a tiny seed. The first copper you save is the seed from which the tree of wealth shall grow. The sooner you plant the seed, the sooner shall the tree grow. And the more faithfully you nourish and water that tree with consistent savings, the sooner you may bask in contentment beneath its shade." So at last, the final pillar of self-improvement is perhaps the most socially spoken about and the most books written about, and it's all about time management and productivity. So we don't have to become super efficient robots that output every single minute and every single hour of the day, but it does help to have some sort of productivity or some sort of efficiency in the things that we do every single day. For example, we spoke about health, something that we often sacrifice because we don't have enough time, and if we do become efficient, more productive individuals, we may actually find that there's a lot of time to focus on our health. The book I'll recommend here is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It is perhaps one of the most popular self-improvement books of our time, but it is genuinely a no-brainer. It's such a great book, and here's a really good line from the book. "You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." So that's all. I think between these 5 pillars, you'll probably cover the vast majority of all self-improvement content, but you do have to understand that all of these pillars could be broken down into subcategories and specific niches, so this is just a very fundamental overview to help you get started on your self-improvement journey. So hopefully you'll have found this video useful, but if you do have any more questions, feel free to DM me or get in touch. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment down below, and if you have any book suggestions of your own, drop them down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.